My name is Bridget Rongner, and I am the FoodWise Coordinator for the UW-Madison Division of Extension FoodWise program in Burnett, Sawyer, and Washburn counties. So the purpose of the FoodWise program is to advance healthy eating habits, active lifestyles, and healthy community environments for families. And we do that by sending out our nutrition educators to do nutrition education opportunities throughout our communities at different sites. So you'll see us out in schools, Head Start sites, food pantries, libraries, community centers. And the goal really is to get that engagement from folks from little ones all the way up to seniors and get them excited about making the healthy choice the easy choice for all of us in our community. So today we are here in the Seed to Kitchen Garden at the UW-Madison Agricultural Research Station in Spooner, Wisconsin. And we're super happy to be here because the veggies from this garden, as well as the garden on the other side of the property, are distributed throughout our communities. And they go to our food pantries. Our nutrition educators take them out and do nutrition education with this produce to help the folks that we're teaching about the process of how veggies are grown. And working at these gardens and with the Master Gardener volunteers is really a great opportunity for us to advance that nutrition education. So we're super excited to have the opportunity to be a part of this Twilight Tour and just really highlight this gem that we have in our community. We can all grow fruits, veggies, herbs at our own homes, whether we have yard space to do garden beds or we have small spaces where we want to do some container gardening. If that's not something that interests you or that you think that you have a knack for, we just really encourage you to be supporting our local farmers who are selling things at our wonderful local farmers markets, at farm stands, and usually they're highlighted in our local grocery stores too. They'll tell you if they're coming from local farms. And supporting our local farmers brings those resources back into our communities, but also advances this idea of sustainable and resilient food systems. So with that being said, two members of my team, Julie Yezik and Kim Clark, are going to highlight two of the veggies that are currently being harvested here in the garden at the research station.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim Clark, nutrition educator with FoodWise. We are here today at the Spooner Ag Station, and we're going to be talking about squash a little bit today. There is some squash that we have harvested that's out in the display gardens, and it is called butterscotch squash. Butterscotch squash is one of many different winter squashes. It is nice and hard and will last a long time. You can actually store it up to 3 months in a cool, dry place. The butterscotch squash has a sweet, nutty flavor. And if you notice, you will see that it is a little bit smaller than the butternut squash. So it's great for when you only need a couple servings. Butternut squash is a common, not only fresh out of the garden, but you can find it fresh at the farmer's market too. So, why would you choose squash as a food to eat? Well, the most recent dietary guidelines recommends increasing our consumption of dark green, red, and orange vegetables. And it happens to be that many winter squashes are orange. This orange vegetable is fat-free, cholesterol-free, sodium-free, and a good source of vitamin C, potassium, iron, and fiber. This orange flesh squash is also an excellent source of beta-carotene. Also, as a general rule, the deeper the orange color, the higher the beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is converted to vitamin A in the body. Vitamin A plays an essential role in healthy skin, healthy vision, bone development, and bone maintenance. It also helps the immune system and may help prevent certain cancers. So, how can we eat more of these orange vegetables? Well, squash is quite versatile. Cooked winter squash can be added to meals for a main dish. Maybe try butternut squash enchilada. A side dish, a seasoned squash, or as baked fries. Add squash to your baked goods or part of your soup, even as a dessert or a dip. Here today we are going to mix up a quick batch of squash parfait. Squash parfait can be made simply with mixing yogurt, some pureed squash, and just stirring it together. Adding a little pumpkin spice or cinnamon and nutmeg. And just get it all nicely mixed together. Now, this recipe is put together as a parfait. So you could get your nice little dish, you could do your layers of your pumpkin and some granola. You could add some raisins in there or other fruits in there too. But this is a good way to get some added vegetables into your day. Get more of those veggies in there. And it turns a wonderful color. If you have children or grandchildren, they'd love to help with this one too. And what's super fun about this one, what I like to do, I can have it for breakfast, I can have it for dessert, or if I need a quick snack and want to get more of those orange veggies in, because they do recommend that we have more veggies, and especially the orange veggies in our diet, choosing that more often. We can even just take some graham crackers or little fun snack crackers like these particular cinnamon crackers here, dip it in, and it tastes just like apple pie. It tastes just like apple pie. So go ahead, have fun, have some fun with your snacks with pumpkin, and enjoy your foods by adding a little more orange veggies. Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm out here at the Spooner Seed to Trial Kitchen Gardens, and I have a sweet baby radish that I'm going to feature today. So this doesn't look like anything that I'm familiar with. What I grew up eating radishes. Those were the little red radishes. That's all I knew radishes were. And we ate those raw or in potato salad. Well, I wanted to expand my horizons with the radishes. But before we talk about how we can extend our use of radishes, the thing that is good for us when we eat radishes is that they're a high water content vegetable. They're high in fiber, low in fat, high in vitamin C that helps our immune system and our skin. So when I think about radishes and they're white, I wouldn't want to only eat white vegetables. We teach kids that we want to eat the rainbow of colors when we eat vegetables. It's so we get all of our vitamins and minerals. So with that being said, radishes come in other colors. I saw some red ones, and I saw purple ones and white ones. So when we eat colors that are the vegetables that are different colors, we get different vitamins and minerals from them. I am going to start by showing you some quick ideas that I had. Once we've eaten all the radishes that we can stand and we have a bushel left, what are we going to do with them? They don't freeze well. They keep in the refrigerator for about a month, but after that, then they're, not so good. So the first thing that I did was I dehydrated them. So I wanted them to be brittle because I love chips. So we want to make sure that they crisp, not so good. So that was kind of a fail. So then I moved on to a couple other ideas. And what I did was I sliced them up. First of all, I sliced them very thin on a mandolin. And this is just a cautionary tale. After you've cut yourself on a mandolin, be very careful with them because they're very, very sharp. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice these up, and then I'm going to add them to my little handy dandy frying pan here. And then I made some garlic scape pesto, and that was made with basil, garlic scape, olive oil, and I didn't have pine nuts because I live in the middle of nowhere and I had cashews, and so I used cashews. So we, you know, part of being, you know, when we're cooking is sometimes we need to move outside of the box, try some new things. So what we're going to do is just saute these up or fry them in a little bit of the garlic scaped pesto. If you didn't have that, you could use some oil. So when I tried to dehydrate them, I just took this inexpensive dehydrator. I took these slices, I sprayed them with some oil, and then I laid them on the trays and I dehydrated them. And here's part of the problem. When I had them, I had all different thicknesses. So I had some that were too done, I had some that were chewy, and they were chewy and not in a way that was not like beef jerky good. So it was the whole wrong texture. So from there, and because I want to have less food waste, so if I spend all this time gardening, I want to have less food waste. I took those dehydrated ones that were not, they weren't chip-like, and I ground them up. And from there, I'll use a tablespoon here or there in a hot dish, enchiladas, meatloaf, anything that has a stronger flavor. You're not gonna taste those. So one thing, let's go back to the sauteing. When I sauteed these got noodle-like, and there was no spiciness. So if you want to try radishes and you think you don't like that spiciness, you could try cooking them. You can also roast them at 450 degrees for 10 minutes with a little oil and salt in them and see what you think of that.